So what I want to know from you guys, what are your top 3 Gerard Butler films?
Should we go like 3, 2, 1, like count it down?
Yeah, of course. We'll go 3, 2, 1. Does anyone have it actually listed out? And I think I can go. All right, so number 3 for me, it's actually going to be Greenland. I think this movie is easily top 5 Gerard Butler movies, because Gerard Butler, by definition, makes bad blockbuster movies. And this one,
You could just say bad movies. That's
no, because he makes good movies too.
What good movies he made? Besides 300.
300 is not good. It's not a good movie.
That's
but we'll
point.
I don't know. Okay, don't put me on the spot. Number 2 is 300.
Whoa,
the
whoa.
reason 300 is number 2 is that it is a couple reasons. One, it's a quintessential Zack Snyder movie. Number 2, that movie spawned a lot of
Memes?
copycats. A lot of copycats.
For 300?
From 300. You can kind of track 300 into a lot of stuff that came after it was inspired by that vision of 300. And Gerard Butler was fantastic as the lead. Say what you will about the movie, he was great.
Sure.
And number 1, I don't think this is too much of a surprise for you guys. It's going to be Geostorm. Now, my list has caveats.
Okay.
I have not seen any of the Olympus Has Fallen movies.
You are not doing yourself a favor, sir.
I'm going to watch them, but as of right now, my list cannot include those movies, and I believe that those movies probably would be in that list had I seen those movies, but I haven't seen them yet. And number 2, I haven't seen any Gerard Butler rom-coms because that is not really my thing. So I cannot include those in good conscience.
I'm gonna go next here. Your list is good. I like it.
Oh, thank you.
I'm going to throw out some shockers here because I kind of wish it was a bigger list because there's just so many good.
Rabbit, do you want to do 5?
Let me repeat this. Let me repeat. There's so many good Gerard Butler films.
Do you want to do 5? I can let you do 5.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
if we're doing 5,
you've probably seen them both.
if we're doing 5, then I want
do
to
5 specifically.
Number 5. I'm going to start with the How to Train Your Dragon series
Because
he does the voice of he does
of the dead.
Stoic, which is the Stoke, which is the father to the little kid, to the main character.
Oh yeah, okay.
And he's like this. The animator is this big burly dude that didn't like dragons, then loves dragons, and then spoiler dies.
Emotional death scene.
Very emotional death scene. Yeah, ruined that movie for you. From there, number 4 for me is gonna be Den of Thieves.
Never saw that one.
So Den of Thieves is basically where he plays a crooked cop, and it's basically
So he's a bad guy?
he's neutral, whatever, neutral bad. But he basically, to me, he's not playing a character; he's playing himself.
Nice.
He saw the script and was like, "Fuck yeah," and then just went to town on
At
it.
what point did Gerard Butler? Because in 300, he does a good job, being Leonidas. I feel like every movie since then, he's just been Gerard Butler.
Yes.
So what made him decide to act for that movie and then decide, I'm Gerard Butler now?
What if 300 is Gerard Butler, and this has all been the acting?
That'd be incredible. He would be the most intense person on the planet.
I feel like
believe that's true.
I feel like he is an intense person.
Yeah.
I would not want
That's
to
why he's so
interview
good.
him. I'd be very nervous that he'd break my neck. My number 3 is gonna have to be Geostorm. Great film. Not just because of Gerard Butler in that one, but also just the general story is just so goofy.
Oh.
The rest of the cast in there is also helps to kind of just add to this overall what are we doing situation, which is great. Number 2 is going to be Angel Has Fallen.
Ooh.
Is that the third one?
That is the third. I believe it's it's the third, the most recent one. I don't want to explain why in too much detail because you haven't seen them.
Yeah,
Christian,
I'm going to.
and you need to watch them. There are 3 movies. It's like a very pick a day and you're like, fuck it, just marathon a whole bunch of.
It has Morgan Freeman in them.
It has a corrupt government.
I'm in.
Yeah. And then number 1, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with this film.
Oh, sure.
It stars Gerard Butler and a younger Michael C. Hall, and it's called Gamer.
Oh, yeah, I remember that one.
And this is where Gerard Butler is a criminal in this future. Michael C. Hall's character develops a technology.
He's the villain, right?
Yes, that allows players, online video game players, to control a real human.
I remember this.
Human body in death combat. And if you, as a criminal, allow yourself to be part of this disturbing setup, you get time off your sentence. So I love that movie because Gerard Butler is way over the fucking top.
Oh my
Michael
God.
C. Hall is
I forgot about that
a
movie.
creepy ass criminal, and obviously there's Marilyn Manson music throughout the whole thing. So
Michael C. Hall was great in that movie. I
Very good
forgot-
movie.
Doesn't he know, like, isn't there a scene where he's like practicing with like a staff? He's like practicing martial arts with like a stick, and he like beats up Gerard Butler with the stick.
yeah,
Yeah.
in like a basketball
I
court.
just want to make sure I'm thinking of the right movie, and I am, which makes me happy.
Now, I just want to preface this list of top five Gerard Butler films. These are just the action films. I have a different list that include the rom-coms, but we'll get to that some other time.
Of course.
Wow, we need to do a whole Gerard Butler podcast. It's just Ravi on the podcast. It's just him on the mic.
Yeah.
It'll probably be like 2 hours of him just
At least 4.
Yeah, you're right.
Gina, what are your top 3 Gerard Butler films?
Okay, so my caveat to this is these are the performances of Gerard Butler's that I enjoy. I don't think there is a good Gerard Butler movie from
Get
a
out.
movie
Yeah.
perspective.
They're all good.
Get out.
They're all pretty bad.
Put it this way: he's never made an awful movie. They've all been very. I don't think I've ever seen a boring Gerard Butler movie.
Yeah,
that's the word.
they've had
Never seen a
entertainment
boring.
value.
Yeah.
They've had entertainment value.
Which is all
so
you. All you
for
need.
me, and I'll explain why I like each of his characters in each of this. In number 3, for me, it has to be Hunter Killer.
Wow.
He plays this like really. First of all, that movie's ridiculous because it starts with him hunting, and then he becomes this sub captain, and he has all these stupid one-liners where he's like, "If I have to explain myself, we're not gonna make it." It's just like it's ridiculous, and it's just funny because it's terrible. Number 2, I was surprised neither of you guys referenced this movie, was Law Abiding Citizen with Jamie Foxx.
I actually never saw that. I've wanted to. I heard it was great.
That's probably the closest we approach to a passable movie grade, I would say. On
But
his
they're all
filmography.
passable.
No. But I actually like that because it's a little different. He is the villain, but you actually have sympathy for his character, right? His character's family was like brutally murdered, and then the
DA's
convict
office.
gets off, and
Yeah.
Jamie Foxx is the protagonist, he's the antagonist, but you definitely see his side, even though like what he does is extreme and wrong. But it's just an interesting take, and I enjoyed that. I thought he actually gave a good performance in that. And then number 1 has to be 300. Like he is,
Wow.
in terms of just the performance, like he is Leonidas. He really that's what got him on the map. That was a really great performance by him. And it's just it's still hard not to see Leonidas 15 years later now. Wow, this is the 15-year anniversary of 300, 2021.
And we're going to get Justice League Extended Edition as a reward.
Yeah.
Wow. Fuck
Yeah.
me. But yeah, those would be my top 3 because those are the performances I would say of his that I enjoy the most.
Yeah, I can't knock it. That's a good list.